Hello, my name's Harry. Welcome to my follow-up video for my Accutane treatment. Finished my Roaccutane treatment in May of 2018, and I get a lot of questions on the video about how my skin is now, and just general questions about the treatment itself. And I thought, it's been almost 3 years now, so I thought, what better time to review the old video, go over a bit about the treatment, and then talk about how my skin is now. So yeah, let's just get into it. So this is the original video. You can see that started off pretty bad. The skin was quite bad to start with. You can see. Wow. So to go on Roaccutane, I went to my GP quite a lot about my skin as a kid. Tried all the medications. I'd been on Zinerit, doxycycline, limacycline, Acnicide. Tried every different type of skincare, creams, different types of soap, everything, just to try and clear my skin, and nothing was working. So I went to the GP again and said, look, we've tried everything, is there anything that might work long term? And I was consulted to a dermatologist. So that's how it works in the UK. You have to go for a GP consultation, and then you can get a dermatologist to follow up, and that is how I got on to do Roaccutane. It's free on the NHS, so for the people who are asking how much it costs, I don't know how much it costs in other countries, but I know that in the UK it's free. But you have to have tried everything else pretty much before they'll give you, before they'll offer Roaccutane to you. So when I was on Roaccutane, I had a blood test every 5 weeks or so, which is just to make sure that all the everything going on inside you is still normal, and they shouldn't be concerned about what the medication might be doing, because obviously it's quite a severe drug. It does have a lot of quite severe side effects. So as you can see here, this is day 26, and it's still quite bad. I went through an initial breakout, like an IB, around day 34. So you can see here, this is really bad. And the only way that I can describe it is that it felt like my skin was like coming to the surface, like all the dirt and grime was coming to the surface. Yeah, not a great experience, but you can see this is all due to having very naturally oily skin. Had a lot of blackheads above just under the eyes on both sides, which with Roaccutane also went away. I don't have any issues with that anymore. You can see here my lips were getting really, really dry. Using lots of lip balms and Vaseline and whatnot. This is probably one of the worst pictures that I took during the treatment, day 41. It's not a very nice picture to look at, but that was when the pain of the IB was at its most. Getting a lot of cracked in the lips, and it was just really, really sore quite a lot. About how much I was on. So I started on 20 milligrams. Started on 20 milligrams, went up to 40 milligrams, and then after going up to 40 milligrams, I had a mental health issue with the drug. I felt like I was not very mentally stable, so I went to the dermatologist about it, and they brought me back down to 20. And then over a period of a few months or so, coming up to the end of the treatment, I ended up finishing on 60 milligrams a day. In this picture here, this is day 62. This is an example of when I was getting quite bad split lip, which is where the skin in the corner of your lip just is so dry that it just cracks and causes a big sore on your lip, which was not a great experience. Yeah, it's quite mad looking back at this, different hairstyle and all that, looking quite young. Because I don't think about my skin too often anymore, because of it not really causing me any hassle, any issues. It's quite crazy looking back at this video every now and then. and just seeing how much of a difference the medication actually made and how bad my skin actually was when I was younger. I've still not had any issues with my skin as of now. It's almost 3 years since I was on Roaccutane, and I haven't had any issues with it at the moment. The first year or so after being on Roaccutane, I did get a few clusters of spots here and there, but they just came and went, so it wasn't a big deal. At the time I thought it was a big deal. I thought I was just going to start getting acne again, but it didn't in the end. So here you can see, we're 143 days in, and the skin is noticeably clearer now compared to like here, where it's quite bad. It's getting better there. In terms of side effects, so I had quite dry skin, which is the main side effect. I had dry lips, dry skin, I had dry arms, quite dry arms. I got rashes on the top of my hands. I got split lip quite bad. I kept getting nosebleeds. I had like 2 or 3 nosebleeds a day sometimes. Muscle ache, just tired in general, felt really slow quite a lot of the time. They were the main ones. I also had a bit of a experience with tinnitus, which, if you don't know, is a ringing in the ear, which is uncurable, so obviously is quite a scary thing to have happen, but luckily as time's gone on, it's become less and less noticeable, and pretty much not there anymore. I hardly notice it now. On top of that, nothing's really changed to do with how my skin is, apart from it's slightly drier than what it was before I was on Roaccutane. It's more sensitive, so like when I go and get a haircut and the razor on the skin causes like my skin to go quite red, but it just goes down after time. It's not that big of a deal, and it doesn't cause me much of an issue. In terms of skin care, I don't actually do much skin care. I probably should. I wash my face every time I have a shower, but apart from that, I try to stay away from it just to not cause any irritation to the skin, because obviously, as I said, it's still quite sensitive, so I try and stay away from it. But here you can see, this is day 186, and this is coming up to the end of the treatment, where I actually, this is now where I started to clock that the skin was much better than it was at the start. But it was quite a horrible process for the first 3 months or so, just getting used to the fact my skin was going to get better before it got worse. It involved a lot of patience, which is quite hard to do when it's something that's so controlling. My skin was quite horrible. It was not nice to look at, not nice to have on my face. It caused me a lot of social anxiety. So that's why I'm glad that I now have clear skin. But it's quite a lot to go through, and so when you're at the stage of getting this treatment and seeing so many success stories, it's quite a human reaction to just expect it to work straight away, which it doesn't. It does work, but not straight away, and so that's what it was quite hard to get used to that. But as you can see, this is the end of treatment, so this is the final day. You can see here I've still got the aftermath of what looked like quite a severe split lip from having quite dry lips. It's the end day of the treatment, so I'd finished the pills this day, but not necessarily the medication itself had not necessarily stopped working. You have quite a lot of time after stopping Roaccutane where the medication still does its work, which is why I included post Roaccutane images in this video. So you can see here, this is June, so I finished in May, and this is June and August. This is the August picture, so that's the last picture I posted, and that was a few months after I'd finished, and that was at my best in terms of skin. That is as good as my skin got after the medication. As you can see, I mean, what a difference it made. So there's the evidence there that it works, and yeah, so in terms of my skin now, you know, I mean, you can see it. This is how I look now. You know, this was these pictures here. This was when I was 18, and I'm 21 next month. So it goes to show, you know, it's almost 3 years now afterwards. This is a thing I get asked quite a lot, which is, would I recommend it? It's quite a hard question to answer because it was actually quite a shit experience going on Roaccutane. It wasn't great. Had a lot of side effects, a lot of problems. The only upside to it was coming out of it with clear skin. Everything else about it is not great. So if I was to say, would I recommend it? Probably not. Unless, you know, in the drastic situations where it's the only option, that's when I'd probably say, yeah, I mean, if you want clear skin, this is the way to go. So that's it from me for this kind of 3 years after review. If you have any questions, I'm always answering the questions in the comments of the last video. So if you have any more questions about my experience with Roaccutane, just leave a comment, leave a like on this video, and I will see you soon.